Here we're looking at the eradication of a bean plot. About 4 rows, 150-foot rows, so we had about 300 times 4, 1,200 linear feet of beans, about 1,200 plants that were overtaken by weeds, and also they were not managed correctly with the pest being a weed. Side by side with that, we also have the cucurbits that have basically done the same. In the cucurbits, at this particular plot, we saw that there was a lot of overcrowding between the rows, maybe possibly spread the rows out because of the plant vigor, in order to give the plant more air and also to help with harvesting. This is about 9 to 10 a.m. in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, and the bees are working. This is how you make fruit. The bees pollinate the flower, and they work early in the morning. Therefore, you don't want to be out here at this time picking. Speaking of picking, you want to get in here early in the morning and late afternoon to pick. A properly cucurbit supplied plot with water and fertilizer should give you fruit early in the morning at 5 a.m., late in the afternoon at 8 p.m. Here you see some fruit left on the vine. And also in this plot, we want to take an exhibit and look at the yellowing of the crop. As you can see, it's not as green and lush as it should be. You can find some greenage in there, but then you also see yellowing all throughout the row. This is caused by underwatering and fertilization too, but then the plant is struggling, so therefore it has no immunity, and things such as cucumber beetle and powdery mildew will take over. Once these are into the crop, especially the cucumbers, which are so sensitive, you have to eradicate the entire plot and start anew somewhere else with fresh plants. A plot sprayed down with chemicals will keep the row middles basically clean, free of the pest, which is weeds, and allow for the airflow throughout the middle of the beds. In this particular, as I said earlier, this particular plot, you see that the plants aren't as healthy as they should be due to water and nutrient, and also they're not as tall and have enough foliage to keep up with plant vigor. So in this you will see that you will have a lot of blossom end rot, which you can possibly see in there if I pick off one. But it looks something like this, where the tomato is nice, gets nice and red, but doesn't have enough nutrient to supply to the longevity of life. As I stand in here, these sticks are well below 4 feet. These plants should at least be that tall. And there's a lot of fruit that's not of ample size. At least a ½ pound of fruit is where we want to be at in the tomato varieties in order for you to make proper money. Also take a look that you're looking down at the bottom of the row and you see a lot of dead foliage. That's from a lot of rain and or improper spraying maintenance of keeping the fungicides down and the bacteria down on the plant leaf. Bacterial speck, bacterial wilt, powdery mildew. These things will happen overnight and cause turmoil in your plot. The blooms are good, but you also see abortion as you did in the pepper plants. Abortion due to improper maintenance of water and nutrients. Let's take a closer look in here. Let's take a closer look. As we walk down the row, we can see the fruit is on the plant. We can see fruit. We can see blooms at the top of the plants. And such. But you also see improper fruit size. We would like for all tomatoes to be this size or larger, but what we get to seeing is that on those clusters we see smaller fruit. If I can find a proper bush. Like we said, if you can see that, you can see that brownage at the bottom. That's due to fungus and bacteria. Standard rows are 150 feet long, 50, 150 foot long rows equals an acre.